Hey everybody, this is Nick Baldwin, and today I'm being joined by former Bellator champion AJ McKee, who has a big fight coming up against Paul Hughes on the main card of the upcoming PFL pay-per-view event October 19th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. AJ, how are you, man?
Oh, another day in paradise, man. I cannot complain. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Appreciate you taking the time, and it's good to talk to you again. It's been 8 months since your last trip into the cage. What have you been up to? Anything new going on, or just kind of been waiting for the next one?
Just waiting for the next one, man. Waiting to get that call so that I'm able to go in there and put on another show for the fans. Um, it's just been a lot of training,
Yep,
training,
yep.
staying busy, video games on the downtime, and that's about it.
Would you have liked to get back in there a bit sooner than October, or does this time kind of just work out fine for you?
Um, Obviously, yeah. If I go in there and I get a minute, minute and a half max finish, I don't want to be sitting around. Um, but I'm happy with this layoff because there were some things going on that I had to get taken care of and just things that happen in life, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was perfect. Everything worked out just the way that it needed. Come full circle, we have just enough time to prepare for this fight and be healthy and get everything taken care of.
Perfect. Obviously, heading back to Riyadh for the second straight fight. Of course, like a very different destination than the typical fight destination. But now that you've done it once, is it kind of nice knowing going into this one kind of what to expect?
Um no, it's kind of just same thing, same thing. Go there, um, kind of get acclimated. Last time being there, I realized that I didn't need to get acclimated to their time schedule yet, just kind of stay on mine. And because it's weird when we train in the morning is their nighttime, so like my hardest training session in the morning is their nighttime, which would be around the same time as me fighting. So when I get there, I'm just gonna have to be a vampire and stay up at night and kind of sleep through the day.
Is that annoying, or last time you kind of just were able to make it work? Like it was fine, I guess.
Um, Last time it was all right. It was a little frustrating because I started to get acclimated and then I had to switch it back when I realized what was happening. Excuse me, sorry. Um, so yeah, once I was able to once I was able to get acclimated and realize that there's no need to switch everything over, I just went back to California time, went back to my normal training schedule, and everything worked out perfect.
How far in advance are you flying out?
I leave Wednesday.
Okay, so this coming Wednesday, so like a week, like 10 days or so.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little over
Okay.
a week.
And that's good. Like that's a good amount of time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It gives me some time to kind of chill there, hang out a bit, go shopping, go to the malls, just kind of get out and about a little bit.
Yep, very cool. Do you stick around in Riyadh a little bit after the fight, or head home on that Sunday?
Last time I did, this time I don't believe that I will. Um, Last time I got to go ride camels, which was pretty fun.
Oh, cool,
Yeah,
nice.
it was pretty fun. I got to go ride camels.
Was that a first time?
Yeah, I've never rode camels. I've always rode horses. So
Nice.
it was a bit different riding a camel, and I come to realization that I'm not a camel jockey. I'm a cowboy. Yeah, horses are it for me.
What? I mean, obviously it's different as you said, but why was it not for you compared to horses? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I didn't like the gallop. It was just like they're kind of I don't know. It's just different. You put me
No,
on a
fair.
horse, we're going. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna get to where we gotta go
Yep,
immediately
yep.
and
Well,
fast.
I can't speak. I've been on neither, so you you got me there. Last time we spoke was just before your Ryzen fight, almost 2 years ago at this point. So it's been a minute, and obviously a lot of change for you, a lot of change for the entire PFL Bellator promotion after PFL acquired Bellator 11 months ago. I'm just curious for you, especially as one of Bellator's bigger stars, a former champ. How have things been? Anything like is anything different for you on a day-to-day basis dealing with different people? or is it kind of just status quo?
For me, it took a little bit of getting used to it first, obviously being in a new organization, being around new working staff. Um, it's hard to let go of all the people you've been with for forever. Um, so it was a little bit different, but PFL, man, they had their arms just open with welcoming arms, loving. Everyone is very good at catering to each other and helping out when needed. It's been a really comfortable environment in totality. So I really don't have anything bad to say. It's awesome work environment, bigger platform, more more opportunities for fighters, and there's $1 million on the line every year. And that's what everybody wants is that tournament. So I think that's a big opportunity for a lot of these guys to be able to have not only one but two platforms to showcase their skills on and to be able to potentially win $1 million at any time.
I was gonna ask you about this a bit later on, but since you mentioned it, I may as well now. You say everyone wants a tournament? Is that on your radar for 2025? Is that something that maybe could happen for you?
Um, Possibly. I don't see why not. For me, it's either or. You know what I mean? I don't mind being on the biggest cards like this. It just depends whatever the organizations want to do. Potentially 2025 though, my main thing is becoming a world champion again. That was my goal for this year, but looks like we're gonna fall a little bit short. So I don't mind popping off next year and becoming a world champion. Then it's just getting through this fight, kind of focusing on what I need to get focused on, and keeping my eyes on the prize, which is becoming that world champion again.
And I guess the nice thing is for you with that goal of becoming a champ, there's kind of two avenues now, as we're talking about. You can do the tournament and be the PFL champ, or you can go and fight Usman Nurmagomedov. Like there's double the opportunity in a way.
I agree. That's the super cool thing about it. Bellator's still putting on really big shows, really big fights. Shibli just fought Usman for the lightweight title. There's a tournament, where there's a champion that's going to come out of that tournament, and potentially we could be doing another show in Riyadh, another champs versus champs. But in order to do so, and for me to be on that card, I have to become a champion. So I think definitely down the line, the next fight is Usman Magomedov, just to become a champion again, um, and to be able to, do those champ versus champs and stay on these big cards. These pay-per-view cards are some of the biggest cards that the organizations can put on in totality. You got guys like Francis on the card, Chris Cyborg, the legends of all legends, and it's just awesome to be able to be on cards like this and go showcase my skill to the world.
What does it say about how PFL views you for them to, feature you on this card?
Um, I feel that it shows me appreciation, that they kind of appreciate my craft. That they understand, like, he's just not a regular fighter we're going to throw on a card, but we're going to throw him on one of the biggest cards, on all of the biggest cards, and allow him to showcase his skill set there. um I feel like they know it's going to be entertainment regardless when I fight. How the fight goes, you're going to get something crazy happening from AJ, whether it's a submission, whether it's a knockout, but something's going to happen, and it's not going to be a boring fight. So I think it's like supply and demand. You know what I mean? They appreciate my skill set. I appreciate them taking care of me and putting me on some of the biggest cards possible.
Do you feel like, like back in the old Bellator days, like a few years ago when you were the champ fighting Pitbull the two times and the other, great performances you had for that period of time, you were one of the faces of Bellator. You were one of the biggest stars. You were sort of the homegrown guy. Everybody was talking about you. And not to say that that's not the case now, but do you feel like this new brass is prioritizing you as that star to the same degree, or has it gone back a little bit?
Um, I'm not quite sure. I feel like it's kind of equal opportunity for all fighters, and that's kind of what their slogan, their motto is: professional fight league. They give everyone the equal opportunity to go in there, showcase their skills, and prove to not only organization but the fans as well, why they should be supported and why they're the best. There's a big price tag at the end of it. There's $1 million, and that opportunity comes every year. Um, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but here it's a once a year lifetime opportunity. You just got to be able to go in there and do what you do. You know, it's 4 fights. You know what you're looking forward to. You know what lies ahead, and you know how to get there. You know, they got a point system. Um, you finish fights, you get more points. You know, you drag a fight out, you still win, you still get your point, but they they give you kind of not only an incentive to give the fans what they want, but also yourself a big enough not platform, but a big enough space in between everyone else to really set yourself aside from everyone else. If you go in there and you starch the first 3 guys in the first round, I mean, you're coming out of there with some hefty points to where your fourth fight, you can kind of just cruise if you'd like, you know what I mean? Even though that's finals, but it just, it's a different aspect, you know what I mean? It's different. It's not a normal tournament. It's a little bit different, but I think it works out pretty well.
This fight with Paul Hughes, did you was this on your radar before you got the call to for this fight? When he made his debut earlier this year, did you think, hey, maybe this is a guy I could be fighting down the road, maybe sooner than later? Did you expect this, or is it a bit of a out of left field matchup, if you will?
For me, I've just been focused, you know, on what's ahead, not really in my rear view. So, um, when the fight was offered, you know, I don't say no to fights. So Paul Hughes, oh yeah, sure, okay. Let me go look at him, see what he does, who he's fought, what's going on. My father kind of does most of the research and dissecting of the opponent, and then he comes up with a game plan. We go over the game plan and we drill it over and over and over and over until it's embedded into me and becomes pretty much what I need to do. So, um, I wouldn't say it's a fight that I'm really excited for. Um, Obviously, it's a fight that I guess gets me to where I need to go, where I would like to be, and that's fighting for a world title. Um, Khabib, Usman, they've both and all been very open about wanting to fight in Dubai. So, um, I think the next fight possibly could be in Dubai. It's just a matter of going in there, doing my job, and doing what I need to do, and get Paul Hughes out of the way.
Do you know why PFL wanted to book this matchup in particular, you and Hughes?
Um, Hughes asked for it apparently. He said he's been wanting to fight the best of the best, and he doesn't want to fight anybody besides the best of the best. So, um, you got one and you got two, you know, and currently I'm sitting at position 2. So, that's his step, his closest step to getting to the one. And yeah, I don't mind, you know. I applaud anyone that thinks they want to fight me until we get in that cage and those doors close and all the smack talking, all the jibber jabber, everything else going on the outside, all that comes to a halt, and it's time to put up or shut up.
And when you say it's not a fight you're particularly excited about, not to say that you're not motivated and not training, but what do you have to do to make sure that you are staying motivated and you're going in there at the as the best version of yourself, even if it's not a matchup that, you know, compared to say the Pitbull fights and some other fights you've had, maybe it's not as intriguing for you personally.
It's not that it's not intriguing. It's just more of what's to gain, what's to lose. There's a lot to lose, not much to gain. The gain is okay. Now I'm able to go fight for a world title that I've been looking forward to fighting for you know, since Patricky had the title and Usman took it from him. Um, I watched that happen as I was calling for Patricky's name. So for me, it's a consistent hunt. I'm always hunting this belt down and looking forward to taking it from whoever's got it. Um, where every person that's put in front of me until then is just a casualty of war. You know what I mean? I got to go do what I got to do. So Paul Hughes, you know, he's tough. He's got what 13 fights, 12 wins, one loss. I've been in his position. I've been young. I've been hungry. I mean, he's not that much younger than me. He's 2 years younger than me, but I've been in his position. That eagerness, that hungriness. But like my father always said, just make sure when your opportunity comes that you're prepared. So he feels as if he is prepared for this battle. Or I know I'm prepared for this battle. This has been something that I've been kind of fiending for quite some time. So to know that it's literally my next step, I'm making sure that I got to do whatever I got to do to get to where I feel I should be and where I should be. I've broken all my records. I broke my punch record today. I broke my 5 mile run record last week. So I'm crossing all my T's and my I's. I'm making them bold and just making sure I'm doing everything that I possibly need to do within my power to prepare for this battle.
Have you been actually told that the winner of this fight gets Usman next?
No,
No.
no, I have not. But I mean, it only makes sense.
Yep.
It
Yep. You
only makes
that's
sense.
what you're assuming. That's what you're expecting. I think most people. I mean, Usman himself said that. Hey, AJ
Usman
McKee wins this.
himself has said it. Khabib has said it.
Yeah.
Khabib walks up to me and says, "See you in Dubai." I mean, shit, it don't get much clearer than
I
that. Like,
I think Khabib saying it is actually bigger and more important than Don Davis.
you know. So for me, it's just staying focused and doing what I got to do. Paul Hughes is the man right now. I'm not looking past him at all. Obviously, I'm looking at my goals and aspirations, and I know what I got to do to get there. And Paul Hughes is what I got to take care of in order to get there. So, um, that's the moment that I'm looking forward to is just going in there, getting Paul Hughes out of the way, staying healthy, and doing what I got to do.
And not to go off topic, and I know right now your focus isn't here at all, but I do got to ask. I mean, the fact that you and Patricio are still 1-1. The last time we spoke, you were interested in that trilogy at some point, but that was 2 years ago. Is that fight at all on your mind, or have you kind of just completely moved on from ever settling the score with that guy?
I don't really care at this point,
Yeah.
honestly. It is what it is. If the fight arises, cool, sure, I'll take it. Like I said, I've never been one to veer away from any type of violence in my life. If it comes up, then I'm gonna handle what I gotta handle. Um, but in totality, it's not something that I'm gonna go out of my way to worry about, put my energy into, and kind of like just allow to affect me. You know what I mean? I moved up a division from the 145-pound division to the lightweight division. So when I did that, that was me showing like I'm okay with the way that things are. I'm okay with my feelings, my emotions on it all. But it's not something that I'm gonna allow to affect me. I mean, it obviously has affected me not being able to finish that, but it's affected me to the better because at the end of the day, I've come back faster, stronger, bigger, and better. And I've always said for the right fight, I'm willing to go down to 145 pounds. Before I fought Clay Collard, they were potentially lining me up with PFL's previous champ, and when that fight came up, I was like, cool, yeah, let's do it. Is there a title on the line? No, no title. Well, I'm not cutting to 145 pounds for no title, so that's it's out the window. But we could do a catch weight at 150, and then that didn't follow through. So I stayed at 155 pounds, and Clay Collard was the man who stepped up to the plate, and we had a great battle. But other than that, for the right fight, yes, I'll go down to 145 pounds. But overall, man, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I've always said I wanted to be champ, champ. Before Patricio did it, before Connor even did it, I said I will be a champ, champ. So, like I said, there's goals and aspirations in my life that I would like to fulfill and take care of. So, right now, becoming a lightweight world champion is my next goal, and Paul Hughes is a man that's standing in front of me and keeping me from getting there. So I got to go handle that business, and then we'll see what happens from there.
One more really quick one because I know you got to go, AJ, and I appreciate the time. You said in a recent interview, Max Holloway's the dream fight. If promotions weren't a thing, on that note, he has a big fight with Ilia Topuria coming up in a few weeks. Everyone's looking forward to it. So I'm just curious, as a former featherweight, as a guy in the lighter weight classes, and I'm sure as a fan of both guys, who are you leaning in that one?
Obviously, I love Max's style. I love the fight in him. I love just the warrior mindset he has. He's been at the top of that division since I can remember. You know what I mean? So I'm obviously rooting for Max all the way. Um, Ilya's young. He's hungry. He's on his way up. He's the new champ. Um, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how this fight goes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if he stands with Max, I think that's going to be a really entertaining fight. But at the same time, if he's smart and he just wants to go in there and win, I think his best chances would be obviously going in there, taking Max down, and kind of just doing his way with him at that. But I don't know. I can't really speak upon anyone else, you know. And I'm like I said, I'm rooting for Max all the way. I still see him as a champ in my eyes, so I would love to see him get that belt wrapped around his waist again.
All
But
right.
I mean, Ilya's tearing shit up at the same time,
He
so
is. He
I
is.
don't
It'll be
really.
a good one. I mean, as will your fight with Paul Hughes, October 19th, just 2 weeks away in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. AJ, appreciate the time as always, and best of luck to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, appreciate it. Have a good one.